in the very pretentious. When I look back, I might be mad that I gave this attention. Yeah, but it's weighing heavy on my conscience. Yeah, and fuck you left the boy. All
right, now we got to turn. Here we go. Here we go.
And scene.
We welcome the Big Ten champions UCLA to our press conference. Coach Cori Close, the Big Ten Coach of the Year, and student athletes Lauren Betts, the Big Ten Player of the Year, and Kiki Rice, the most outstanding player of this year's Big Ten tournament. And Coach, if you could make an opening statement, then we'll open it up for questions for the players. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's sort of first of all, this means a lot because the Big Ten prepared us, and these great coaches. Jan Jensen's one of my favorites. She, I think, does an incredible job. What she's done there in her first 2 years is remarkable. And for us to come out the way we did, it means a lot because we're doing it against really good teams. So we're really grateful to be a part of the Big Ten, and we have lots of respect for everybody in this conference. I expected this. So I am joyful and full of gratitude, humbly wanting to thank all the people in this program and the university that support us to pursue this level of excellence. And so I just want to say thank you to the incredible players that really fulfilled their mission and stayed committed to the hard character qualities that we knew we needed to make this kind of run. But at the same time, we're going to enjoy it because we know we have another day coming up to earn another 1-0, and that's really what we're going to do next.
All right, we're going to go ahead and open up first with the Los Angeles Times and then over to the California Post. Questions for the student athletes.
Hi, Marissa and Jemmy, LA Times. Lauren, I'm just curious, what's it been like to kind of see Kiki grow these last couple of years, and what's it been like to see a performance like today where she ends up most outstanding player?
I'm so proud of Key. She deserves everything and all the accomplishments and all the praise. She's worked her butt off for the past 3 years. She's the hardest worker I know. And a lot of the work that you guys don't see, I mean, she's constantly just in the gym trying to get better. And what I love most is that she's one of the most selfless people I've ever played with. She really could care less about all the attention. She just wants to win games. And she's there most for all of her teammates. So I'm just so thankful that I get to be her teammate and her friend. She's amazing, and I'm so proud of you.
Let's go to the California Post.
Ben Bulch, California Post. Lauren, was that the same dance routine that you did the other day?
It sure was. It sure was. Yeah.
And was that spontaneous, or did you know you were going to do that?
I had no clue. Gabs looked at me and she was like, "They're playing our music," and we just went for it. And we kind of ate again.
So,
yeah.
So it just happened to be the same song was playing?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was amazing.
How incredible of just a joy and celebration was this? Winning this and going back to back.
Yeah, I'm so proud of this group. Honestly, like Coach Cori said, like I'm not really surprised because of the amount of work that we've done in practice, and we've been competing against ourselves all season and just constantly trying to get better every single day. And so when you have moments like these, you just feel really prepared for it, and everyone came out with a certain level of confidence that I just knew we were going to win.
Okay, up front.
Thanks for the time. Congrats on the win. My name is Thomas Costello with the 9 Sports. Lauren, I had a question for you about your sister today. She met every career high in this game, and she came in early, and she had a breakout performance. Can you talk about her play today?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Coach Cori came to the bench after, or in the fourth quarter. She's like, "This is Sienna's world, and we're just living in it," because it really did feel like that. I mean, I'm just really proud of her because I know this season it's hard being a freshman on this team with these elite players, and she continues to stay confident and ask for the ball and want to get shots, and that's the type of energy that we need. I mean, when you get to moments like these, when you're in the game, she went in and she did her job, and her attitude has just been so amazing. So I'm just so happy for her.
Let's go over on the far side here.
Jack Maloney, CBS Sports. Kiki, I just want to ask, you've had such a great season. How do you feel that you, personally, where do you feel the most that you've improved so far?
Honestly, I'd first give a ton of credit to my teammates. I think this year, the way that we move the ball and everyone gets touches is so important for everyone, and it's really allowed me to be successful. But I do think, honestly, the biggest thing would be defensively. I've worked a ton on that in the off season and really just stepped up into the challenge of oftentimes, guarding the other team's best perimeter player. And I think me being challenged in that way has just, it's been a really great area of growth, and that's probably the area that I'm most proud of.
Okay, let's go back to the Post.
I'm going to ask your coach this as well, but if my calculations are right, you've got 18 quad 1 wins, compared to UConn's 8. You've got 12 ranked wins compared to UConn's 5. Do you feel like you deserve the top overall seed, and does that matter to either one of you?
Honestly, that's not up to us. That decision not up to us. I think we're a great team. We've done everything we've needed to do, and the committee will make its decision. But we're really not focused on that. Whenever the bracket comes out, we'll see our path. We'll see who we need to take on in each round. But that's what we're focused on. We're not really focused on what the committee decides.
Right up, second row.
Yes. Hi, ladies. Brad from W. Swish. Lauren, I want to ask you, what's the one thing through this season that you've grown as a person and a player?
I think my steadiness. I mean, with so much that goes on outside of my control, you have rankings, you have people who talk about my career after college, and I can't worry about any of that because my biggest focus is situations like this, winning championships and winning games and doing whatever my team needs me to do. So with everything going on, I'm really proud of how I've just stepped into the leadership role and just stayed very consistent, and because it's not easy, but and I have great people around me that remind me of who I am every day, and I could not be more thankful for this program.
Okay, one final question for the players.
Willa Campion, Daily Bruin. Obviously an amazing offensive performance, but you guys also had 4 players who had 3 steals each. How was it a collective defensive effort today from you guys?
Yeah, I mean, every single night we take pride in our defense, and I think that's what really ignited us today. We obviously knocked down shots, but I think the way we got after it defensively, and when we can start like that, we can start with a ton of pressure, being kind of the aggressors and dictating on the defensive end is going to help us. It's going to, get us easier looks on offense, but I do think that's the foundation, that's the backbone of our team, and we take pride in the way we defend, and we have an anchor in there in the paint, so we always know as guards we can put pressure on them and we'll force them inside to Lauren. So, but yeah, proud of the group how we defended today.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, you are dismissed.
Good job.
Good luck. Congratulations. We're going to give the 3 UCLA media the first questions. We'll start with the Post, go to the LA Times, and then over to the Daily Bruin, and then we'll open it up for everybody else. Go ahead.
Ben Bulch, California Post.
Can't get in the way of the music, Ben.
2 things for you. First of all, same one I asked
Yeah.
your players about the quad 1 wins, the rank wins. Do you deserve the number 1 overall seed?
I don't really care either. I think the biggest thing for us is that we've tried to really just decide to narrow our focus. And the reality is when you focus on things out of your control, it will adversely affect the things under your control. And so I think if I put any energy towards that, I'm taking energy away from what it'll actually take to get there. I think our focus needs to be on the how. How do we play our best basketball in March? How do we learn from the previous year? How do we continue to fight to get one possession better every single day? I just, if I give energy to that, I'm not giving energy to something more important.
Following up on that, with the how, if what I read was correct, you said, I actually don't think we're there yet in the post-game interview. How can you play better than today? 51-point win over a really good team, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I think that's what my biggest commitment to this team needed to be this year, is that I needed to hold the standard. Even when the score or a game might say something different, or someone on the outside might say how good we are, I think my biggest responsibility as the leader of this program is to hold the standard. And, we were 0 for 9 on offensive rebound misses at halftime. We've never had a rebounding thing like that. And I think the danger is when you're really efficient offensively, you just think every shot's going in. And the reality is on a night that you might not be as hot as we were tonight, you have to have the habits and the discipline to be able to chase offensive rebounds, get another passion play, find easier opportunities, set better screens. And so I'm obviously pleased with the performance that we had tonight. We showed some really good things, but my job is still to hold the standard.
Let's go to the LA Times.
Hi, Marissa and Jemmy, LA Times. Corey, I'm curious, same thing about Kiki that I asked Lauren.
Yeah.
What do you think's been her biggest growth point this season?
Well, I think I would also agree with her that defensively has been probably the most impactful growth thing that she's had. But Kiki, people don't realize she was out for 6 months. She had surgery on April 15th last year and was out for 6 months. So the work she did on her mentality film study, really being with leadership, using her voice, working on her handles when she could never have a shot, and I just think it's her commitment to the details. I'm not surprised that she's playing this way because of the intentional work that she puts in. But I do think the biggest thing has been probably her passing, her facilitation, as well as
Perfect. Yeah, Will, Campion, Daily Bruin.
yeah. Big expectations for herself. Hello, we're back. Sienna has really high expectations for herself. She's an incredibly hard worker. And, not only did she have an unexpected injury that made her lose a whole lot of time in November, December, when other freshmen were working through some of those things, she didn't have that opportunity. And then, when you're entering in with a group of, 6 potential first-round draft picks, ahead of you, I think seeing her joy today and seeing some of her freedom and how she played, that was really rewarding to watch, because I know how hard she's been fighting for her perspective to stay right, to just keep focusing on the next day. That was probably one of my greatest joys today, was being able to see that level of breakthrough. As a teacher, that's what you want, right? You want to see players that sort of find gears inside of them that maybe they didn't even know they had. And, I think Sienna's starting to discover those.
Okay, second row.
Yes, hi, Coach. Brad from W. Swish. Can you speak to Charlize? She had 23 points, 5 steals this week. Can you just speak to her contributions to the team this season?
Yeah, I pulled her aside after, and I just said, you have been our glue. I think one of the reasons, and her and Kiki have this great relationship and really feed off of each other. But I also think one of the things that Kiki's been able to do is have different kinds of scoring catches this year because of Charlize's, presence on our team. And I remember last year thinking, I can't imagine what Charlize's impact's going to be once she plays, because she's already impacting us so much and she hasn't even played a game. And so I could not be more grateful for her leadership, for her basketball IQ, for her scoring mentality. She is probably our most consistent defender off the ball and on the ball. But she's our emotional glue. And, pretty much everybody looks to Char when things need to get steadied. And she's so trustworthy, and she has everybody's respect, including me.
Okay, let's go to the back, and then we'll finish up with the California Post. Go ahead.
Kevin Walker with the Voice of Muscatine. I've covered Hawkeye sports for basketball for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
And the Big Ten has some amazing basketball. We've seen that this week.
Absolutely.
And then there's UCLA. I mean, it is amazing to me. Is it system? Is it talent? Is it the standard that you set? Today was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen covering women's basketball. It was amazing.
That says a lot, considering where you come from, so I appreciate the compliment. I think it's a combination of everything, but, we hope that our mission and our commitment to do things the right way, that a byproduct would be competitive greatness, as Coach Wooden would call it. But it never is. We talk a lot about actually surrendering the outcomes, and we're just really focused on loving each other well, having intentional growth every single day, and competing possession by possession. And when you add really an incredible staff around me who selflessly sacrifices for the sake of our uncommon mission, and then you get really talented players that are willing to be hard workers and selfless. It's a pretty good combination. And so, and I also have to thank our university, and my athletic director's right here, and I got a great email from our chancellor, and you know, people ask me all the time, what's the most rewarding part of coaching at UCLA? It's being able to look a parent in the eye and go, you know, there's not many places you can have this level of competitive excellence, this access to this kind of education and alumni network, and then have a style of play and a commitment to NIL that allows us to compete to be the very best. And it's a privilege to be able to lead an organization like that. And so it's with great humility that I say thank you for your compliment, and I'm so thankful to be surrounded by amazing people that believe in our vision.
Okay, final question, California Post.
How does going back-to-back kind of influence what you're feeling right now, and how would you kind of compare this one to last year?
Yeah, it's different, you know. I think I just had to, when I was talking to myself today, I'm going, hey, trust the work. They're prepared. They're selfless. They've put in the time, and just sort of trusting in our foundation. Last year, it was we were brokenhearted from our loss to USC at home for the regular season, and it was this sense of incredibly rewarding thing to watch them respond in that way. But it was just such a different process. It was, you know, everybody fighting to get back to unity and to put all of their individual things to the side for the sake of the team, and that was incredible to be a part of. You know, hard to describe this one. It definitely feels different, but rewarding, and I'm full of gratitude nonetheless.
Coach, congratulations again, and thank you, and we wish you the best of luck.
Well, and thank you, and I do want to say thank you to all the people behind the scenes in the Big Ten that put on a tournament like this, to the media who covers it, to give it. It doesn't have a great stage if you're not here. And so just thank you to all the people that make us so proud to be a part of the Big Ten and to help grow this game. So thank you all very much.
Again, we would like to thank all of the media for their 5 days of hard work, and all the people behind the scenes to help this production get finished. I would again remind you, in 2 hours, the media room will close, and we wish you guys all the best and hopefully enjoy the weather.